Hey everyone. So, it's been a few days since Config 2024. A lot of great news that came out during the conference. There's the new UI, there's slides, AI implementation. However, for those of you who were at the conference in person and got a chance to stop by the Figma store, you probably was aware of the new keyboard that was made by Work Louder in collab with Figma called the Creator Micro. It's a small keyboard that's programmable to call all your shortcuts. This is great for those who work with two hands versus those who are mouse dependent. If you're mouse dependent,
Stop it. Get some help.
so after the conference, I had some time to play around with the new micro keyboard and came across some challenges in trying to fully understand the instructions. So I decided that hey, maybe there are others out there like me who tried it at first and couldn't grasp it right away. So I'm making this video and also a cheat sheet so you can follow along and read it later on after this video. All right, so here is the website. As you can see, this current product is currently on pre-order. And just a FYI, this does not come with a USB cable. I had to buy one separately. I'm not sure why that is, but nonetheless, I bought it. So from here, what you need to do is go to support, go to setup, and from here, you need to run this plugin opt VIA. This will launch the website application to help you run to program your keyboard. Once you click on this, it will take you here. And then from here, you need to authorize your device. Mine's already authorized, so you'll see it in the pop-up window. It's right here called MicroPad. So you click on this, hit connect. Once that's done, you're here. As you can see, yours is gonna look different than mine because mine's already been set up. But I'm gonna do this all from scratch so you can see how I do it from beginning to end. Now, for those of you who do not wish to go through this whole process, you find it's too tedious, it's too technical, you rather have some presets set up, they do have that available. If I go back to the website, back here, you say view presets, just click on this. You take it to the presets. This is the original one without the Figma branding. This is also available on the website for a lot cheaper. So you have here for UX designers, presets. You also have for graphic designers who do Photoshop Illustrator, those who do video editing in Premiere, and of course 3D modeling. I'm not sure which software it is for. I guess it's for any software, it doesn't matter, as long as you know your shortcuts. Now, if you look here to your top right, you'll see layers here. It has 4 digits, 0 through 3. These are presets which allow you to save your shortcuts for various softwares. So let's say, for example, you have like Figma for 0, then for 1 you might use After Effects, for 2 you might use Photoshop, and for 3 you might use Illustrator. You can then swap between these keystrokes settings in your presets. Okay, so this right here in the center is a visual representation of the Creator Micro. As you can see right now, I have this button that is pulsating when it's activated. Therefore, if I were to select any one of these keys, it will assign it to this active button. Above here, we have the button for the turn knob. This button here is for the turn wheel. This button right here is for the Figma logo. You hit this logo, it will turn the light on and off around the platform, the device. This button here is for the smiley face. This button here is actually what toggles between layers 0 through 3 for all your presets. Now, this section below is the meat and potatoes of this application. We're going to use this application to assign key commands to the hardware device. So basically, what I will be doing is jumping between basic and special to figure out what codes I need to use to apply. So as you see, if I were to hover over this, you'll see at the bottom corner, there are the key commands for each of these keys that I'll highlight right now. What we will do is figure out what those keys are, go to special, scroll down to the bottom where it says any, and then we're going to type it in here in a syntax format. So it will understand and compute. Therefore, when we test it, which will be in here. We do a quick test to verify that it works. Then we'll go into Figma and say, hey, to confirm that it works. Okay, so now here I made a list of shortcuts that I will deem that are essential for Figma users. The first top are, I would say, are essential. Everything else below are, you need them, you may not need them, whatever. You don't have to use these, but these above, I would say, are paramount. So we're going to do the first three, which is like Command, Shift, Option. It's not in the order here on my table, but basically, yeah, Option, Command, Shift. These are what we're going to do first. Now, before we get started, I would like for you to take your hand and gently place it over the keyboard and see where your hands are laying. Pay attention to your index finger, your middle finger, ring finger, and so forth, and kind of just figure out where would you want to program your Command, Option, and Shift keys at. So for me, I'm going to place it here. It's going to be my Command key right here. So for my Command key, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my modifier list to see what it is. Now, I know it is by heart, but for you guys, just to get used to the process, you go to modifier keys. This link is also be in the cheat sheet, which I'll provide. I'm going to use the G with the parentheses and the KC modifier. You could also use these right here as well. I'm using G because it's very, very simple, easy to remember. So once I have this here highlighted, as you see it's blinking, I'm going to go down to Special. Scroll down to the very end where it says Any. I'm going to type in G parentheses KC close parentheses. And I'm going to confirm. As you can see, it's been changed. So now I'm going to go to the tester. I'm going to press my button, and it works. Now, take note that this here is a Windows keyboard, so there is no Apple splat sign here. So the Lwin is similar to the Apple Command key. I'm going to reset this. Then I am going to go back to Figma to confirm that it worked. Let's go down here. Going to push the button and be able to zoom in, zoom out. So therefore, it works. So I'm no longer using Command on the keyboard. I'm actually using the Figma keyboard to zoom in and out. So that's done. Next, let's go back to the device. I'm now going to do the Alt key. I'm going to put it here at the bottom. I want those two close by. Now this might be different for you. I'm doing it based on how I want it to function. So for the Alt keys, it's A. So I'm going to use that here. Make sure it's highlighted again. Go down to Special. Scroll down to Any. I'm going to put in A, C, close it, confirm. Right there. Go to Test. Go to Test it. You can see the Alt is highlighted. It works. So when I go back to Figma, I should be able to duplicate this artboard. And it duplicates. Perfect. Now, I'm going to do the Shift key. Let's go back here. I'm going to put the Shift key over here next to the Command key. So all in that little section right there. Now that's selected, I know this is the modifier S, but just for consistency, I'm going to show you guys right here where you can find it. See, hold on to the Shift key, SKC. So I'm going to go down here to Special, Any, S, C, hit confirm, which is right there. So I'm going to test it again to verify that it works on that. As you can see, it works. Reset. So when I go back to Figma, I should be able to copy this and align it properly at the same time. And it aligns, so it works. Right now I'm holding 2 keys. Right, and if I let go, I can still hold down and have it aligned properly. So that works. So that's that for the first 3 buttons. Now that we have completed the first 3 key commands, we can now work on something that's a little bit more complex, right? One of the things we do as UX designers is create a lot of components and child components, but mainly components. So how do we do that? What does that look like? What is the syntax? Luckily, I have it written down here for you guys. Now, understand that on Mac and PCs, they're going to be different. On the Mac, we use the command, which is the G key. On the PC, the control command, which is C. So we'll go through this real quick, and I'll show you how to make this. All right, so now we're going to program our favorite shortcut, which is create component. So I'm going to put mine over here on the top. Go down to special, scroll down to the bottom, hit any. I'm going to type in A, that's for alt, comma, and put G, this is for the command. For PCs, you will need to use C, not G, just to make note. Then I put in key command underscore K, close and close. Be sure that you close the thing properly. So if you have 2 on this side, you need 2 on the other side. Otherwise, it will not work properly. Hit confirm. I'm now going to test it. Come here. It works. And again, being that this is a Windows keyboard, sorry, it's a Windows keyboard, there's no Apple sign here. This is the Lwin. So now that works, I'm going to test it, confirm my test in Figma. So here I have my little nav, which is a frame. I'm going to hit the keyboard. Now it's a component. And with my other shortcut that I've made, I can now duplicate this to make a chunk of the component. And it works. Now, I am going to create one more shortcut and end this video. Now, typically, we all use auto layouts, but recently during the conference, they announced suggested auto layout. So I'm going to show how to add this to your keyboard. But probably, me personally, I'll probably stick with this since I typically nest my frames properly anyway. So I don't really need this. But just for everyone else, for the sake of this tutorial per se, I'm going to program this. All right, so we have here, so it's Shift, Control, key command A. All right, that's what we'll do. All right, now for our final shortcut, I'm going to use this key on here on top for this one. Right now, is this set for auto layout? As you can see, SKCA. So I'm going to switch that to suggested auto layout. So I'm going to put a special, and I have it memorized in my head. Hopefully, it will work. S, comma C. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Key command underscore A. Close and close. I'm going to close this to confirm it. It works. I'm now going to confirm in Figma. Now, before I begin, please understand that in order for this to work, all your objects should not be nested in frames or auto layout at all. It should be just one frame. Everything is dragging here. As you can see here, everything is kind of sitting here, but floating free in the space, whatnot. So I'm going to hit the button, and all these should be turned to auto layout based on how it's set up here in this frame. And bam, there it is. So as you can see, it's all been framed, all auto layout. It's nice and neat, clean, just the way it was. There's no shifting, nothing been moved too much. So, and when I'm done, I can then turn this to a component. Boom. If I want to clone this, make a child, I did all that on my shortcut keyboard without using the keyboard on my laptop. And that's it. So, in closing, we were able to go through the first half of these shortcuts. I do have some more at the bottom. I'm kind of on the fence on, like for example, the undo redo. By default, it's already programmed on the keyboard with the turn knob. Though that turn on is okay, I rather it be a button since the turn wheel is very sensitive and there's no audible click, but you can feel it in your finger when you turn it. I might leave that for now, and if I don't like it, I probably put up this assign this to an actual button so I can press it once at a time rather than scroll the wheel and I do too many undos and I get lost. I also do a lot of presentation with stakeholders, so I probably will add a letter on myself to my keyboard. I also do like to hide my UI when I'm doing meetings with my staff and external meetings with stakeholders. However, being that Figma's come out to UI 3, I may not need these two. So that's up for another day. Anyways, thanks for watching.